distinguished guest as son and daughter-in-law and late Principal C.B. Joshi, Sri Vijay C. Joshi, retired General Manager of Insurance Corporation of India, and Ms. Sudha Vijay Joshi, former MP of Rajya Sabha and MLC Maharashtra, and former Chairperson of Maharashtra Social Welfare Advisor Board. To exchange the geographical thoughts across the international border, we are heartily welcome few prominent geographical personalities from our neighboring countries, Professor Atta Ar-Rahman, Professor and Chairman, Department of Geography and Geomatics, University of Peshawar, Pakistan, and President of Pakistan Association of Geographers. Professor Umesh M. Mandal, Head of the Central Department of Geography, Tribhuvan University, Kathmandu, Nepal. Professor L.M. Dharmshiri, Senior Professor and Chairperson of Geography Department, University of Kalyania, Sri Lanka. Professor Sadafdar Ali Siraji, Senior Professor and Chair of Department of Geography, University of Punjab, Lahore, Pakistan. Professor M. Sahidul Islam, Professor and Chairman of Department of Geography and Environment, Dhaka University, Bangladesh. I pay my hearty welcome to the former Professor Salahuddin Qureshi, former head of the Geography Department at Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, India. Finally, I welcome the geographers, research scholars, and team members, Dr. Devendra Singh Pratap, Director of Researchers, IREARD, Patna, to make this event more appealing and charismatic, so that this event will serve as an inspiration to the current and future generation of geographers in India and beyond. I thank you all for joining this lecture and look forward to an evening of insightful discussion and reflections. Thank you very much. Thank you. Over to you, Chavan Madam.
Thank you so much, Gavi sir, for your well elaborated welcome address.
अब आपके कितनी है 235 कितने
Requesting participants to please mute your mic. Thank you. I am now pleased and blessed to introduce our President, Dr. Kamala Gupta Madam, who has also been my guide and always supportive for each and every event that I have conducted so far. Honorable Dr. Kamala Gupta Madam has successfully completed her tenure as Head of Department of Migration and Urban Studies at International Institute for Population Sciences, Mumbai, and then as Chair Professor of Aba Garware Research Foundation at Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. Madam has taught courses on environment and ecology, migration and urbanization, business demography, settlements and regional planning, gender issues, sources of demographic data, family planning program management, research methodology, etc. at IIPS. Madam has given invited lectures to administrators at eye level, to officials working with international agencies and for state level officers, etc. during short-term courses organized at the institute. Madam has more than 30 years of research experience and guided more than 50 postgraduate students for their seminar papers and MPhil dissertations, 10 PhD candidates to her credit, of which I am fortunate to be one amongst them. Madam has coordinated 2 rounds of widely acclaimed National Family Health Surveys under the stewardship of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. The results of these surveys are considered as gold standard in the field of population and health and extensively used by planners, policymakers, and researchers at national and international level. Madam has also conducted and coordinated National Institute of Alcohol Addiction and Alcoholism funded project on alcohol, sexual risk, and HIV prevention in Mumbai, India. Madam has edited a book with Arvind Pandey titled Population and Development in Uttar Pradesh, 1996, published by DK Publishers, New Delhi. Several in-house publications and more than 50 articles are published in peer-reviewed national and international journals. Madam has widely traveled within India and abroad to USA, Canada, Switzerland, Austria, Vietnam, Nepal, Thailand, Singapore, Pakistan, Kenya, in connection for academic activities like collaborative research projects and participation in seminars and conferences for presenting research papers. Madam Kamla Gupta has a wide academic and research experience of working with international and national development partners. Madam, we are pleased to have you today on this occasion as President of the Chair. Thank you so much. We also have with us Dr. Vinayak Phadke sir, who would be delivering lecture on Principal C.B. Joshi, former head Department of Geography, University of Mumbai, born in 1945. His schooling education was at local board in Powers from 1951 to 62 and his BSc and MSc in 1968. Later joined Kirti College in 1966 and first batch of BA under his headship passed out in 1973 in geography. Later, Sir joined Department of Geography, University of Mumbai in 1979 as a lecturer and was awarded PhD degree in 1983 under the guidance of Dr. K. Sita and so got appointed as reader in 1983. He became professor and head of Department of Geography in September 1994 with a long dedicated teaching services. He superannuated in 2005. In the area of research, Sir has guided 27 students for their MA dissertation and 9 for MPhil dissertations, and 6 students have been awarded PhD degree. Sir has many research papers published in journals, chapters, and edited books, and has joint author in books that are worth reading. Post-retirement, Sir promoted the subject of geography by engaging PG classes as coordinator from 2006 till 2019 at NK College, Malad. Sir has also immensely contributed to the Bombay Geographical Association in various capacities, such as president, by publications of map book, Bombay Geographical Magazine, organizing conferences, workshops, etc. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation to deliver today's Principal C.B. Joshi session. I now invite you, sir, to please deliver the same. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Savita. It's a difficult task to say something about Principal C.B. Joshi because he was a towering personality. But with the help of his well-wishers, my teachers, his son, younger son, Vijay Rao Joshi, I have collected a lot of information, and using that information, I am going to say a few words about him. All the respected dignitaries participating in this program, organized by the Institute of Environmental Research and Rural Development, Patna, including Professor Devendra Prasad Singh, Director of the Institute, who is instrumental in organizing a series of lectures on founders of geography in the Indian universities. I indeed feel honored that I have been invited to say a few words about late Principal Chintaman Balwant Joshi sir, who had been responsible in drawing me to geography at undergraduate level. I see here many geographers and also the relatives of both Principal C.B. Joshi, his son Vijay Rao Joshi sir, and his daughter-in-law Sudhatai Joshi, and also Suhasini Tai Patil, who is the daughter of Professor C.D. Deshpande. Now, good evening to all of you. Principal Joshi truly founded geography in the University of Mumbai. Unfortunately, I really know very little about him, as my interaction with him lasted for barely over 6 months in my capacity as a timid undergraduate student coming to Mumbai from a rural background. I have been chosen for the task by the coordinator of the program at the university level, Dr. Sabitsmita Chauhan, former head, Department of Geography, University of Mumbai. In the first place, because I happened to be her teacher right since her junior college till she completed her MPhil. And secondly, perhaps, I am the only surviving monadnock among those who knew him. My knowledge about him is thus based on information collected from his younger son, Sri Vijay Rao Joshi, whom I know personally. My senior teachers, such as Professor C.D. Deshpande, Professor B. Arunachalam, Professor V.G. Amrute, from time to time. I should also mention the help rendered by my colleague, Professor S. Ebenezer, in the Department of Geography, University of Mumbai, and then Honorary Secretary of the Bombay Geographical Association, later elected as the President of the same, who painstakingly unearthed a lot of information from the old records of the association. Moreover, I, as a diligent research student, meticulously trained by Dr. K. Sita, my PhD guide, have carefully collected and collated the available information to avoid any justice to such a great founding father of geography in this part of India. Born on 9th May 1906 at a tiny village of Basni in Ratnagiri Tehsil of the then backward part of Konkan, and rising from a modest rural family background, he completed his post-graduation at the University of Mumbai, then Bombay, in the year 1929, specializing in economics and political science. His dissertation at MA level was titled Economic Conditions of India during the Musalman period. After teaching in a college in Pune for 3 years, he finally joined Wadia College in the same city since inception in 1932, run by the Modern Education Society as one of its founder life members. During the interwar and post-depression periods, geography was gaining popularity in Western Europe. Noticing the recognition that the subject was receiving in Europe, particularly in Britain, he decided to part with the well-trodden path of pursuing doctoral degree in the subject of one specialization at London School of Economics and follow the uncharted route. He was very clear in his plans to pursue the subject that needed attention in western part of India where he was working, and decided to take up the study of geography, which at that time was a novel idea. While working in Wadia College, he took sabbatical for 2 years and proceeded to Cambridge, which was his long cherished goal. He joined purpose at Cambridge, the home of learning in England, and spent 2 years there and got his degree in 1938 to become the first Indian Cantab geographer. His MA dissertation at Cantab was titled Economic Geography of Ratnagiri Taluka, which indicated his unqualified love for his motherland. He was himself a good chess player. He had represented his University of Cambridge for chess in inter-university championship. From then onwards, he developed an abiding interest in the subject, which continued to bloom day by day. Thus, when he was contributing to building the Modern Education Society Pune as a life member, he simultaneously promoted geography at the undergraduate level in Wadia College. The society later decided to establish a college in Mumbai, and he was a natural choice to take the reins as the founder principal of D.G. Ruparel College, Matunga, run by the society because of his proven academic and administrative capabilities. There seemed to be a divine plan in his transfer to Mumbai in the year 1952, and he took up the challenge to promote geography in this western part of India, when geography had already developed fairly deep roots in northern, southern, and eastern parts of the country. When he commenced his work in Ruparel College, the subject was taught only at the first year level. Moreover, only a handful number of colleges offered it even at that level. He soon started throwing his weight and persuaded many principals to introduce it at that level. He tried to introduce it at the undergraduate level, but meeting with resistance to do so from teachers of other social science discipline because of anticipated competition, he decided to take a high jump and got it introduced at the postgraduate level in the year 1954, which he found the route of the least resistance. But then there was another problem of not getting enough students, as there was no feeder institution at undergraduate level. But he was not a person to lose heart, and then took charge of the Bombay Geographical Society that later came to be known as Bombay Geographical Association, and was its president from 1953 till his death in 1965. Looking at the pathetic conditions of geography teaching at the secondary school level, he decided to introduce a diploma in geography as a major activity of the association to prepare teachers to facilitate quality teaching of geography at that level. He had also promoted a day's field trips around Mumbai for school teachers. It had a double advantage of improving school geography teaching and simultaneously promoting a feeder to PG courses. Many of the diploma holders joined post graduation as the timing of the course was in the evening that suited the teachers who were already employed. Later, geography was introduced at undergraduate level in both arts and science faculties. Simultaneously, a course in MSc was also promoted. The first MSc batch from Ruparel College passed out in the year 1958. While geography at MA level got students from diploma as well as from other universities all over India, those at MSc level were primarily from the undergraduate level in the same college. Initially, he drew teachers from southern universities through his acquaintances there. He also gathered the necessary equipment, including topographical maps, through his All India connections. All was going well. Almighty God had some other plans for Principal Joshi sir, and perhaps for that reason, he started facing dissension from his own colleagues and life members of the society in Mumbai, even when his intentions were sound and rational. As his decisions were radical and far ahead of time to be appreciated by short-sighted members. He was sickened, but soon he got the opportunity to leave the society when Parle Tilak Vidyalaya Association decided to start a college at Vileparle, and he was the first choice. He jumped upon the offer and left Modern Education Society, which he carefully nursed right since its inception. His life in the new college was more comfortable, where he had a free hand in promoting geography at various levels. When he finally left this abode on his untimely sad demise on 22nd January 1965, the department had a faculty strength of one professor, three lecturers, and one demonstrator, besides visiting faculty for postgraduate teaching. In both the colleges he founded, he always gave due importance to sports. The college teams of both Ruparel and Parle College won many laurels in intercollegiate and inter-university championships. Although he promoted geography up to postgraduate level, most of his time was spent in administrative part of promotion, and this left very little time to sit down and take up some serious research work. Moreover, there were very few avenues for publication of such works. Furthermore, they were not the days of building up an academic profile or curriculum vitae as it is today, as people were known more by their actual deeds. It is not surprising, therefore, that he had only a few publications to his credit. Besides some textbooks, he had contributed to gazetteers of few districts of Maharashtra and Gujarat. He has only a few research papers in his kitty. They included regional and case studies of his public nature. But he had innovative ideas with him. which he often expressed to his colleague. Thus, just before his death in January 1965, he visited Kele Mazgaon Valley near Ratnagiri with students and expressed his wish to redevelop the old coastal route to Konkan by developing ports and connecting internal road network. He was recognized at all India level and was chosen as the chairman of the Cuttack session of Geography of the Indian Science Congress in 1959. He paid he had a pivotal role in promoting the research journal Bombay Geographical Magazine and was its chief editor for the first decade of its existence. Joshi sir was a dreamer. As an educationist, he always promoted better quality education in general and geography in particular at all levels. He was pragmatic in decision making and a man of swift action. Very often, his decisions did not go well with his colleague in the initial stages, but later they realized their value. His unqualified love for his homeland of Ratnagiri was tremendous and wanted to develop it as a horticultural paradise comparable to Florida. That direction. Not the foregoing. It is amply clear that Principal Joshi sir was the brain behind the development and promotion of geography as an academic discipline in the University of Mumbai up to postgraduate level. Although he did all the spade work necessary for the purpose by promoting study and research at the college level, unfortunately, his untimely death did not allow him to see his dream coming to fruition. But foundation that he laid was so strong that within 5 years of his demise, the department saw the light of the day under the stewardship of Professor C.D. Deshpande sir. Principal Joshi was a versatile man of altogether different genre. He was magnanimous, warm-hearted, and open-minded to both faculty and students. His visits to staff common room during the tea break were always a treat when he mixed with junior and senior members without any discrimination, a scene rarely witnessed in any college, particularly run by life members. A number of teachers were encouraged to complete their doctoral degrees in respective fields. He was equally popular among the students because of his endearing qualities and never denied right to education on the grounds of poverty. As a person who came up in life from a poor family, he had great empathy for students who came from weaker economic sections and helped them to complete their education. Therefore, he always used to have some deserving students residing with him, studying in the college, but without accommodation in Mumbai. This is the reason why he is still remembered by his students even after over 50 years of his death. All these depicts that Professor C.B. Joshi sir was a multifaceted personality. On the home front, as conveyed by his son, Shri Vijay Rao Joshi, as a father, he was a very loving and caring one, and allowed both Vijay Rao and his elder brother Bala Sahib to choose their careers. Both of them held very high posts in public sector financial service institutions. Sri Vijay Rao Joshi sir was recruited as an officer through All India competitive examination in insurance industry and retired as a general manager from General Insurance Corporation of India. During his tenure, spanning 38 years of dedicated service, Sir has handled many challenging and technical assignments. He later engaged himself in providing insurance technical consultancy. The elder son, Vasantrao Joshi sir, alias Bala Sahib, had an illustrious career in banking in Bank of India and retired as the general manager of the bank. He authored 4 books on banking industry. Mrs. Sudha Joshi Madam, a student and later daughter-in-law of the late Principal C.B. Joshi sir, is a versatile stage artist, a social as well as a political worker. She was the member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, and also a member of Maharashtra Legislative Council. Madam has also given her best as a chairperson of Maharashtra Social Welfare Advisory Board for a period of 6 years. I consider myself a proud privilege to get an opportunity to say a few words about such a towering personality who did not leave any stone unturned for raising the status of geography as an academic discipline at the university level. I thank the organizers for inviting me to do some service to my mentor and guru in this field. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Professor Padke sir. It was really very in-depth scenario of the entire Principal C.B. Joshi sir's efforts to introduce geography and make it grow. And therefore, we all geographers in Mumbai region would take up this particular subject and profession to serve the society and the nation. We are really blessed to be here on this platform and know everything about Principal C.B. Joshi sir, his great efforts and vision to scale the subject of geography up to research level, university department, as well as bringing Professor C.D. Deshpande sir, the most jewel to our university, who really took department to great heights at national and international level. I am now pleased to invite Dr. Kulkarni sir for giving a session on Dr. C.D. Deshpande. But before that, I would introduce brief introduction about Kulkarni sir, who is the first PhD awardee of Department of Geography, University of Mumbai, under the guidance of Professor C.D. Deshpande sir. Professor K.M. Kulkarni, born in May 1949 and educated in Dharwad, holds first-class degree in economics, applied statistics and geography, master's and doctoral degree from University of Bombay during the period 1969 to 75. Sir joined ICSSR FPF research projects at JNU University, New Delhi as research officer under the direction of Professor Ashok Mitra and later from 1977 Gujarat University, Ahmedabad. That became his Karma Bhumi. He achieved professional excellence by attending a training program on a design model for computerizing university education under UGC SIDA program at the University of Regina, Canada in 1991. UGC and the Department of Environment, New Delhi, sanctioned 3 research projects whose reports have been published in the book form by the Concept Publishing Company, Delhi. Sir has, to his credit, about 40 research papers published in national and international journals, of which 5 research papers have received the award of Hari Om Ashram Prerit Bhai Kaka Inter-University Smarak Trust Prizes, instituted by Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Vidyanagar, Gujarat. 7 students have been awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy by Gujarat University under his guidance. After serving for 34 years in 2011, he superannuated but continued later on ad hoc basis for 4 years as a visiting faculty at School of Planning, Dept University, HOD General Studies, at IS Center, SPIPA, a coordinator at AD Shodhan IS Study Center, and also at Sardar Patel Seva Samaj Mitakale. He served as secretary and also as the president of Gujarat Geographical Association, Ahmedabad. Sir, we are pleased to have you here on this platform. May I request you to take the session? Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Chauhan. At the outset, let me wish all the participants happy Yugadi. It's a happy new year for all of us. And also thank Mr. Sathaye Patil for giving me many information online. So today I'll be presenting on Professor C.D. Deshpande, my association, my personal association, personal experiences, and also the academic experiences. Respected Director, Professor Devendra Singh, and the members of the Institute of Environmental Research and Rural Development, Patna, Dr. Savitsmita Chauhan, former head, Department of Geography, University of Mumbai, and esteemed participants, distinguished guests, distinguished chief guest, and also on guests of honor. I'm indeed honored to have been invited to say a few words about my teacher, guide, godfather, Professor C.D. Deshpande, who happens to be a founder, professor, and head of the University Department of Geography, Mumbai. After completing my graduation from Karnataka College, Dharwad, with economics, applied statistics, and geography as minor subjects, I was rather in a confused state of mind whether to pursue my post-graduation in economics or geography. However, in this conflicting situation, I received a telegram from my Bombay-based elder brother informing me about my admission to the MA Geography course. This changed the direction of my destiny and also solved my confusion. On arriving in Bombay in the month of July 1969, the first person whom I met was Professor B. Arunachalam, and I was very much impressed by his scholarly personality. Initial days, the postgraduate classes were conducted in the Parle College, Ville Parle, Mumbai. Only in the month of December 1969, Postgraduate Department of Geography of the college attained the status of University Department of Geography, and Professor C.D. Deshpande was its founder, professor, and head. Professor C.D. Deshpande's royal, noble, charming, and scholarly personality made a long-lasting impression on my mind. His long lectures on regional geography of Southeast Asia, India, urban geography, and political geography used to be very informative, analytical, critical, and thought-provoking. He used to give us assignments such as mapping of the Himalayan passes, decolonizing countries before World War I, between World War II, between World Wars and after World War II, geographical account of your village, etc. Soon after my post-graduation in geography with first class, I was eager to do research in urban issues. However, as a stopgap arrangement, the C.D. Deshpande forced me to join Kirti College, Dadar, as a part-time lecturer. I still remember his words, Kulkarni, any job other than teaching is a clerical job. Later on in my teaching career, I realized his words. It's really a noble profession. In the month of December 1971, when the UGC awarded me the Junior Research Fellowship, I joined the University Department of Geography as a full-time PhD scholar under the guidance of Professor C.D. Deshpande. Whatever I have achieved till today, it is all because of his teachings, guidance, wishes, and blessings. Professor C.D. Deshpande was born on 14th January 1912 at Kolhapur in a noble Inamdar family as the eldest child with two other siblings. His father was a district collector at different places in the then Bombay presidency. Professor Deshpande had his schooling at different places like Humboldt, Bijapur, Dharwad, and Kolhapur, and had higher education in Karnataka College, Dharwad. Since geography was not taught in the collegiate studies, he opted for economics and history. But the urge in him to study geography persisted. So later on in the University College of London, he worked hard and got his postgraduate diploma in geography in 1936. He studied under the inspiring teachers like Professors Fawcett, Buchanan, Smales, and Dickinson. He was commissioned as captain in the Army Indian Reserve of Officers in 1936. He started his career as a tutor in economics and history at the Elephant College, Bombay. And the following year, the college introduced geography teaching. In 1937, he came to Karnataka College through the selection of Public Service Commission. He made all efforts at the government and university level to establish and develop the geography department at Karnataka College, Dharwad. During 1937 to 54, he developed the department with good faculty and trained many good students. Among them, late Professor L.S. Bhatt, who was later on became a professor of regional planning at India Statistical Institute, New Delhi. Professor R.S. Gollirkeri, who became a professor in MS University, Baroda, and MS Mayan Kurve, who was an economic geographer and cartographer with Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation in Bombay, are well known. Also, many research papers were published in national research journals at Aligarh, Patna, Banaras, Bombay, and Madras. In 1948, his original fieldwork based on Meso-regional study titled Western India, a regional geography with special reference to Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Karnataka, was published by Students' Own Book Depot, Dharwad. This work earned him a degree of Doctor of Literature from the University of Bombay. This book also has been translated and published in Russian language. He did advanced research in geography at London School of Economics and worked in geographical laboratories and did field studies in the UK, France, Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, Belgium, Italy, and Germany during 1950-51. Thus, he is the founder, head of the geography department at Karnataka College, Dharwad. However, from 1954 to 1960, he was principal at MN College, Visnagar, Gujarat College, Ahmedabad, and Rajaram College, Kolhapur. Later on, he became chairman of SSC Board Pune during 1960-64 and a director of education, Government of Maharashtra, Bombay during 1964-68. He went to USSR, UK, and France as a member of the delegation of Education Commission of Government of India in 1966. He retired from the government service in 1968 and was invited by the Australian National University, Canberra, as a professor of geography for a period of 6 months. The period 1969 to 77 is the formative yet golden period in the history of University Department of Geography, Bombay. Professor C.D. Deshpande, a doyen of Indian geography, with his vast teaching, research, and administrative experience, not only laid the foundation of geography, but raised its status to the international level and recognition by way of research and publications. In 1971, Professor B. Arunachalam from the Parle College and K. Sita from SIS College, Sion, joined the University Department of Geography as reader and lecturer in geography respectively. Sri Vijay Rao joined the department as a cartographer. The cartographic laboratory was well developed with surveying equipments, geomorphic models, rock specimens, Survey of India topo sheets, British SO sheets, US geological maps, field survey and remote sensing equipments, aerial photographs and photographic equipments. The department conducted ICSR research project on South Colaba and number of field surveys of fringe villages, suburban areas, the slum areas of Bombay. It organized several summer courses, refresher courses, workshops, seminars, and conferences at the local, regional, and national level. Along with the departmental activities, Bombay Geographical Association activities, including the publication of Bombay Geographical Magazine, was carried out. And actually, the Bombay Geographical Association is older than the geography departments at college level and the university level. In the year 1935, Bombay Geographical Association was established, and in 1953, Bombay Geographical Magazine was published. The first volume of Bombay Geographical Magazine was published in 1953, and that issue carries number of articles by Professor C.D. Deshpande and his colleagues, L.S. Bhatt and many other people. Professor Deshpande's second significant Meso-regional study is Geography of Maharashtra, published by the National Book Trust, New Delhi in 1971 under their Land and People series. The Meso-region studies on various aspects were made covering Bombay, Karnataka, Goa region, South Colaba, Bombay Metropolitan Planning Region, North Gujarat. However, his micro-regional studies include physical, social, and functional morphological studies of Amminbhavi village near Dharwad, Visnagar in North Gujarat, Leh in Ladakh, Pampore near Srinagar, which is well known for saffron cultivation and is a national market for saffron, evolution of Bombay suburbs, and Naga villages. In addition, he has a number of articles to his credit pertaining to the status of geography in Indian, British, and American universities, the technical terms in physical and human geography, the importance of fieldwork and maps, and also on the environmental and human issues of current importance. During his second innings in the University Department of Geography, he attended the International Geographical Congresses held at Montreal in 1972 and at Moscow in 1976 as a national delegate. In recognition of his contribution to the development of geography in India, he he became a corresponding member of the Royal Geographical Society, London, in 1982. He was also a member of the Institute of British Geographers. He was president of Indian Council of Geography. He was one of the founder members of the National Association of Geographers India, NAGI, at New Delhi. He was the president of the NAGI and the Bombay Geographical Association, Bombay, and also served as editor of both the journals, Annals of NAGI and BGM of BGA. He was known as Bhugol Maharshi in Maharashtra, and he was posthumously awarded Bhugol Ratna at the NAGI conference held at Mysore in 2016. From 1977 to 1980, he was a national fellow of the ICSSR, New Delhi, and was attached to the Center for the Study of Regional Development, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. As part of his fellowship, he worked on India, a regional interpretation, and also participated in the teaching courses of CSRD, JNU. I had the good fortune of traveling with him and his family to Badrinath, Srinagar, Kedarnath in the month of May 1978. I remember the date so vividly because I was not only with my Guru, but also at the feet of Lord Kedarnath on my 29th birth date, that is 6th May. It was not only a pilgrimage, but also a true geographical tour. He was very affectionate to me and trained me rigorously to be a good academician and a researcher. Professor C.D. Deshpande's place in shaping my life and career is so special and important that words and time fall short. Lastly, I thank all the participants and the organizers for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor K.M. Kulkarni, sir, for preparing such an elaborate and in-depth essay, I would say, on the details of Professor C.D. Deshpande, sir. And definitely, Suhasini Patil, madam, has helped a lot in providing various informations, as well as Professor V.S. Padke, sir, on and off. I now request all the distinguished guests.
Madam, just
Yes,
a minute, madam, just a request. May I request you to invite Professor Sahadul Islam first from Bangladesh, because he has to go to break the fast. And after that, we may invite Professor Siraji from Pakistan and other Pakistan fellow, because they have to go to break their fast. So first we have to invite them. Thank
Yes,
you, sir.
okay,
Thank you, madam.
okay. Thank you. We are pleased to have Professor Safdar Ali Shiraji, sir, Professor and Director, Institute of Geography, University of Punjab from Lahore, Pakistan. Sir, I request you to please give your few comments on this particular session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm really happy to be part of this proceedings, and I always appreciate the efforts of Professor Dept Prasad Singh Saha for remembering the geography teachers of India. And both the participants have commented on the efforts which both the participants have done. So I appreciate your efforts and grateful to Professor Dept Prasad Singh for asking me to have a few words. Obviously, this is month of Ramadan, and we have to break the fast. So that's why we would like to beg your pardon to leave for this meeting, and we wish you a very success in future meetings of such nature. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for joining in spite of your busy schedule and Ramzan festival going on. wishing great success and peace and prosperity on the occasion of this Ramzan festival. Thank you, sir. I would like to now invite Professor M. Shahidul Islam, sir, Professor and Chairman, Department of Geography and Environment, Dhaka University, Bangladesh, to say a few words on this occasion. Namaste, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me in this session. I'm really very delighted to see a number of renowned geographers from India in the same platform and sharing about our previous geographers who have lots of contribution for the development of geography in this subcontinent. I think that is not the contribution in Mumbai, it is a contribution through in entire subcontinent. When I was listening the lecture, particularly about Professor C.D. Deshpande, I was a little bit emotional. Emotional in the sense that I am one of the fortunate, or I should say it is a great fortunate for me that I become the founder of one department. I started geography in the University of Chittagong, 1998. So in that sense, I am the founder of geography in 1998, and it might happen after 50 years. Some of my students, or I don't know, somebody will be sharing about me in such a lecture series, and that day I think my contribution will be acknowledged. So I am really attributing to Professor C.D. Pandey and Professor C.B. Joshi, who has done a great job for the expansion and development of geography in the subcontinent. And I am thankful, and I would like to congratulate and give my special thanks to Professor Devendra Singh, who has initiated this effort. I could continue further. I will continue another 20 minutes, but this is the Ramadan period, and in our country, in Bangladesh, 6:15 is the breakfast time. So I'll continue another 10-20 minutes, then I should leave and join with my family member for fasting. And another day, that today is our Independent Day in Bangladesh. So pray for us and pray for our lucks, and we are praying for all of you. And wish you all the best. I will be continuing. This is the 34th episode, but I joined in 3 episodes. And every time I am stimulated, I get interest. I will be continuing with you. Thank you very much, sir, for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shahidul, sir.
Madam Professor Qureshi from Aligarh should be invited because he might have to break his fast.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Shahidul, sir, for your auspicious presence on this platform and remarks. I now invite and request Professor Salahuddin Qureshi, sir, former professor and head Department of Geography, Aligarh Muslim University, Uttar Pradesh, and former Vice President of NAGI, to say a few words on this occasion.
Thank you so much, Professor Chavan, and also Professor Devendra Prasad Singh Saab, for giving me an opportunity to say something about the present today's program, in which the 2 illustrious geographers of the early era were paid tribute to. Now, at the moment, I'm so much emotionally charged that I would like to say more than few words about the personality of Swargiya Professor C.D. Deshpande Saab of Bombay University. He was one of my mentors, and in fact, more than that, the savior of my budding services in Bombay University. First of all, when I joined Burhani College, Professor Phadke Saab was one of our very senior colleagues there in the university, of course. So when I joined Burhani College, and after 1 year, I came home, and then the second year when I reached Bombay and reached my college, I was told that my services have been terminated for no reason assigned to me. And it was told by some of my colleagues that in geography there is some sort of retrenchment, and that is why your services have not been continued there. I immediately called back to my supervisor in Aligarh, Professor Muhammad Anas, who had done his PhD under Professor O.H.K. Spade from the National Canberra University, Australia, National Australian University, Canberra, and uh, Professor C.D. Deshpande was much senior to him, and he knew him. So he called on telephone to Professor C.D. Deshpande and explained my case. Professor C.D. Deshpande did not take a minute of by ensuring that, look here, tomorrow your teacher in Burhani College would be restored. It was only a matter of seconds that he was so much in the Ministry of Education there in Maharashtra. He made a telephonic call, and the call immediately came back to the principal of my college at that time. God bless him, uh, Dr. Ghulam Ahmad Saab, and he had to restore my services. You cannot remove a person without assigning any particular reason to. And then I continued. So you can understand and realize how much indebted I am to Professor C.D. Deshpande, that he was so much helpful in the continuation of my services. Otherwise, and one doesn't know what was me right now. Now, another particular point that I would like to share with you here is that at that time, Professor C.D. Deshpande was so broad-minded professor that he allowed in the board of studies all the teachers of geography from the respective colleges of Bombay University to take part. And in one of the early, perhaps it was in 1973 June, that there was a board of studies meeting in Vidyanagari Department of Geography at that time. And I reached there. The point of discussion with Professor C.D. Deshpande Sahab, Professor B. Arunachalam Sahab, Professor K. Sita, and was that whether in the syllabus at graduation level we should take either forest as a topic of study or vegetation as a topic of study. When the argument was going on to and fro, and then I sought the permission of C.D. Deshpande Sahab, and then I said, look here, sir, forest and natural vegetation are two important entities in geographical knowledge. Uh, there is an entire flora and fauna associated with vegetation that includes the tropical grasslands and the temperate grasslands, and therefore inclusion of both the forest as well as natural vegetation be considered in this course. Here I would like to submit a particular point, which was a point of encouragement to me. That is why I am saying, when I completed, Professor C.D. Deshpande Sahab addressed to Professor B. Arunachalam Sahab and said, Aligarh ka ladka hai. It was so encouraging a note to me. Then I realized that people hold Aligarh, the first department of geography in South Asia, the pioneering department of postgraduate studies in geography, in good esteem. And therefore, the point that I gathered from it was that I have to justify the position I am coming from, the department I am coming from, and then I worked hard accordingly. Another aspect that I would like to share here in this regard is again related to Swargiya Professor C.D. Deshpande Sahab. What a personality! When I'm talking about him, he is in my mental map right now in my mental map. It occurred as it was mentioned by Professor Kulkarni Saab that Professor C.D. Deshpande had joined CSRD Jawaharlal Nehru University, and when he was going to Jawaharlal Nehru University, there was a farewell party organized too. In that farewell party, I'll take 1 minute only, sir. In that farewell party, uh, I made a small speech about how Professor C.D. Deshpande has been the savior of geography in different colleges of Bombay University and things. And then I narrated a couplet from the poet of Sare Jahan Se Acha Hindostan Hamara. And the couplet I narrated, and immediately, instantly, I translated in English also. I like to share, sir, if you kindly permit me. The couplet was, "Tu शाही है, परवाज है काम तेरा, तेरे सामने आसमां और भी हैं." Professor C.D. Deshpande was going to Jawaharlal University, and the English translation was, "Oh, sir, you are a golden eagle destined to fly loftier and higher, for there are wider horizons before you." Professor C.D. Deshpande Saab was very pleased by this. Thus, these are some of the things that I still cherish, so fresh and so fragrant in my memories. Professor C.D. Deshpande Saab was a great geographical personality. Perhaps I would always be groping for words to speak about him. And the third point, yes, I could gather was that when Indian Geography Congress was organized by Nagi, and it was held in Bombay University Department of Geography. My supervisor, Professor Muhammad Anas, who had his acquaintance in Australia with Professor C.D. Deshpande Sahab, also came to attend that conference, and I was all the time with him. So once it happened that after I left Mumbai, serving 10.5 years, and joined Aligarh University, my professor asked me, "How was your life in Mumbai?" I said, "Sir, I was an urban nomad in Mumbai, changing my house as paying guest from one place to another." He noted that particular point. And when he came to Mumbai and was talking to Professor C.D. Deshpande, after one of the sessions, Professor C.D. Deshpande and my professor, much younger by a decade,
Professor Qureshi, sir.
just just
I,
I'll,
Qureshi,
I'll,
sir.
I'll just like to say last word, and I'm completing it, my word. And then Professor Deshpande Sahab said to my professor, "Anas, तुम हमारा एक अच्छा लड़का अलीगढ़ ले गए." My professor quipped, "Sir, इनका बनवास पूरा हो गया था, इसलिए मैं इनको अलीगढ़ ले गया." That's also kind of you. I have in fact transgressed the time limit which was entrusted upon me. In fact, I would not like to stop at my own when I'm to speak about Professor C.D. Deshpande Saab. So much to me, so much to me. Thank you so much, please.
Thank you so much, Professor Qureshi, sir. I can understand your emotions and your associations. I would request rather all the geographers present here. Everybody has so much to say and share their experiences about Principal C.B. Joshi, sir, as well as Professor C.D. Deshpande, sir. To please pen down and email it to Professor Devendra Singh, sir, as he is bringing about encyclopedia on the geographers of modern India. So these experiences would definitely help to know all small incidences and their generosity and devotion towards the students that they have made. So thank you so much. I now invite Professor Attarur Rahman, Professor and Chairman, Department of Geography and Geomatics, University of Peshawar, Pakistan, and President of Pakistan Association of Geographers, to say a few words. Professor Rahman, sir, please. Probably sir is not there.
He was there, but
Okay.
perhaps he left
May I now request Professor Umesh K. Mandal, sir, Head of Department, Central Department of Geography, Tribhuvan University, Kathmandu, Nepal, to say a few words. Mandal, sir, please.
Pleasure of this 34th episode of Founders and Makers of Geography in India, and particularly Professor Devendra Prasad Singh, Director of Institute of Environmental Research and Rural Development. So I would like to extend my thanks to the president of this episode, Professor Kamala Gupta, and chief guest, Professor Suhani Patil, and speakers, Professor V.S. Phadke and Professor Krishnamurti Mahadev Rao Kulkarni. And along with, I would like to extend my gratitude to the distinguished guests and then guest of honor. As a beyond the India, I am from Nepal, and we came to know that these two personalities, as a geographer, C.V. Joshi and C.D. Deshpande, are the great contribution in terms of the administrative, in terms of the founder of geography, and in terms of the personality who raised the level of geography, not only in India, but the India subcontinent. And not only this, he also raised the level of geography in the nation and abroad also. So similarly, he is not only the founder of geography of the great scientist, geographer is as the India subcontinent. So we heard from many contributions from the two speakers. So I would like to thank two speakers, V.S. Phadke sir and Krishna Murthy sir, because these two speakers very well known spell out regarding the contribution of C.D. Deshpande and C.V. Joshi. So we are very honored to have the such participation in this geography development, not only India, but also the neighboring countries, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and SAARC as such. So in this regard, he has the diversified personality, dynamic personality, not only limited to the physical geography, not only limited to the social geography. From the speakers very well spell out his contribution in the cartography, his contribution in the evaluation of geographical society in Mumbai, And not only this, as the national representation geography society is Nagi. So he also has a great personality. So in this regard, we are very grateful to the late Swarghiya C.V. Joshi and C.D. Deshpande. We salute these two distinguished personality as a founder of geography. So we salute them regarding the contribution of geography development, and then is in terms of the time, in terms of the war, his contribution. So at last, I would like to who came, who let us know regarding his contribution in India and subcontinent as such, and the organizer to organize this series regarding the founders and makers of modern geography in India. So at last, I would like to thank the convener, Professor Shavista Vilsorayo Chawan, for convening all these things, and Professor Devendra Pandey, who gave me opportunity to participate in this big event from these two speakers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Mandal sir, for sparing your valuable time on this occasion and giving your comments. Thanks a lot. Please bless us. I now invite and request Professor L.M. Dharmasiri sir, Senior Professor and Chair of Geography, Department of Geography, University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka.
Sir.
Yeah. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, now.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, all respectable geographers in the Indian subcontinent. So, first of all, I'm thanking for all the organizers for inviting me to join this important meeting to tribute on founders and modern geography in India. So, by listening the two speeches about Dr. Deshpande and Principal Joshi, so I came to know that they are genius in geographies and they have contributed a lot to development of the geography. So, but this is a very good opportunity to us to explore our great genius geographers who have rendered remarkable services on the subject matter of geography. So I think that service is not only to the India, but also for the neighboring countries and the rest of the world. So highly appreciate the Indian geographers who memorize founders of geographers. It shows the gratitude of the new generation. So this is a good practice for all of us. So however, I learned many things. So I consider this is an honor to me to join with this program and listen to you. So once again, I am thanking to the organizing committee and Professor Devendra Prasad who invited me to take part in this opportunity. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dharmasiri, sir, for your gracious presence on this occasion and remarks. We are also pleased and happy to have with us Dr. Priya Dandekar, granddaughter of Dr. C.D. Deshpande. Thank you, madam, for joining. I now invite Sri Vijay Joshi, sir, and Sudha Joshi, madam, to please say a few words. Vijay Joshi, sir, please. Joshi, sir. Vijay Joshi, sir, please. And Sudha, madam, will you please share some golden memories on this occasion? Sir, unmute yourself, please. Joshi, sir. Sudha, madam.
Joshi sir is just speaking, but he is not.
Okay, we will have that after some time. May I request now?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Please.
What I will do is, my wife had to leave. She has also come. Yeah, she is joining.
Hello. Thank you.
He's good. Hi. Good.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much for calling us and inviting us for such a nice program and very interesting lectures we had. So thank you once again from myself and from my husband also, Vijay. He will be saying a few words.
Hello. I would like to say that apart from being geographers, these two gentlemen were very close friends. In fact, their friendship was so great that even after my father's death, Dr. Deshpande looked after us as his family. And we used to have a lot of interaction. Even when he was in Bombay for Department of Geography, we used to meet on a regular basis. I used to go to the department and meet him. And they were very good friends, my father and Dr. Deshpande. That's all I wanted to say. He was such a nice person.
Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
And I'm really happy that Dr. Suhas Patil has joined the program. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vijay sir and Sudha madam, for being with us always for all the programs.
Thank you.
Very nice program.
I now invite and request Professor Suhasini Patil madam, as well as Patil sir, to share a few golden memories of sir and the department. Thank you.
That's right. Can you hear me? Yeah. Oh, all right. Okay. I hope I won't take too long on this because there is an awful lot to say about my wonderful father. But thank you for inviting me to this special online event. I consider it to be a great privilege to be the chief guest today. That's very kind of you. And I'm glad to be in your company. I'm really touched by all the tributes that have been paid to my father. And he was a great personality. It is indeed an inspired idea to celebrate the achievements of the founders of modern Indian geography. As the word founder suggests, Professor C.D. Joshi and my father, Professor C.D. Deshpande, laid the foundations of geography in the Indian academic world. I keep so many fond memories of my father that it is hard to know where to begin. During my visit to India last October, my husband and I did a tour of Gujarat. We visited Visnagar and Ahmedabad, where my father had been principals of the government colleges. It was down memory lane for me. It brought back memories of my father, encouraging us in very many activities. We each had been given a small patch of the garden, and he said you should try and grow some vegetables, and there was a competition, and the best grower was given a prize by him. Those were happy days. As director of education, when he had to go on inspection to another city, he would take us all with him. And after work, he would organize some sightseeing. An example is when we went to Aurangabad and we visited Ellora and Ajanta caves. When we came back home, we had to write about it all and little essays. So this is the way he encouraged us to understand the history of the country, to learn how to write and to read all of it. When we came to live in Pune, my sister Surekha was about to sit her exams, SSC exams. But St. Helena's School in Pune did not teach the subjects that she had chosen, geography and Sanskrit. So my mother, a graduate in English and Sanskrit herself, coached her in Sanskrit. And my father coached my sister in geography. We would join in. He would do a little quiz for us. He would give us a map of India and he would say, come on now, show me where the wheat grows and the rice grows. Where are the major rivers? Where are the hills? And so we learned a lot and it was a fun way of learning. I am sure that his students of geography know that he was a great teacher. At home at the dinner table, he would ask us, what have you learned today? What is the news of the day? So this was, and again, he himself was a great, loved reading novels, doing crosswords. In retirement, he became an expert in making a variety of chutneys, enjoyed cooking. I wish I had kept some of his recipes. He was always interested in various different things and encouraged us to be part of very many different activities. Our house was an open house where everyone was welcome. There was always a nice cup of tea on offer, as I'm sure you know. He liked to be in the company of young people. He used to say old people talked only of their illnesses, mostly. He never liked to use the word old. He would always say he was 70 years young or 80 years young. He was somebody who was young in spirit. And although he faced many challenges in his life, he always rose above it. So he has been, well, I should really mention my mother, because my mother was the rock. She was there in the background, looking after us, looking after the home. And she has a large share in the achievements of my father. The high point for me too was when I went to the Royal Geographical Society in London to receive the honor bestowed on him on his behalf, because so I don't know whether you can see, that's the seal of the certificate given by the Royal Geographical Society. Actually,
sorry, it was upside down. Sorry, it was upside down.
The principal, he actually, the
yes,
award
we can see it. Could we see it again, please?
Yes, of course.
Yes, sure.
It's very interesting to see.
Can you see it now?
Oh, yes, wonderful. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So that's what I went to receive. Actually, Prince Charles, now King Charles, was meant to be there to give these awards. But I was not that lucky because he could not come that day. And so it was one of his people in his entourage who actually presented the award. I would also like to just mention in passing, because I went to Dharwad as well in one of my visits, taken by my nephew Kishore Kodalikar, who is here, another grandchild of Professor Deshpande, has been listening to all the lectures. Just to mention to you that in Dharwad, when we went there, it was really very exciting because after all those years, the current Professor Nair and his colleagues were very, very pleased to see me, Professor Deshpande's daughter, and he told me that in Dharwad, they still have what we call the C.D. Deshpande Geographical Circle, where they meet together to discuss issues in geography. So I'd like to just finish by saying that I am indeed blessed. I am blessed to have him as my father. He has been a shining example to me, as to you as well, I'm sure, in how to remain young in spirit, to be involved in various activities, remain positive, and to live life to the fullest. So that's where I would like to end. I am blessed to be the daughter of such a wonderful man. Thank you for this opportunity, and I give you my good wishes and blessings to all of you. Thank you for organizing such a wonderful event. And I'm very pleased to hear from all of you and be in your company today.
Thank you so much, madam. We are really honored and blessed to have you here and listen so sweet words and memories down the lane. Kindly be associated with us all throughout with your blessings. Thank you so much, Swasini Patil madam and Patil sir.
Thank you.
We also have granddaughter of Dr. Siri Deshpande, Sathaye Dandekar. Madam, will you just speak something for 1 minute, please? Please unmute Dandekar, madam. सिंह सर दांडेकर मैडम को अनम्यूट कीजिए.
Yeah, I think I'm unmuted now. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. I have been associated with this circle thanks to a young dental student's mother who got me into all this. So since then, I'm sorry I can't recollect her name suddenly, but it just blanked out. But Dr. K.M. Kulkarni, we know very well. And as my aunt has said, everything that's need to be said. As a grandparent, he was a wonderful, wonderful grandfather. He really enlightened our minds, and he taught us quizzes. He asked us to speak on extempore topics. So there's so much to say, but I'm just grateful that he's still remembered by so many. And I think my cousin who's here, he's raised his hand continuously, so maybe he would like to say a few words. Both my cousins are here. That is C.D. Deshpande's eldest daughter's children, Kishore Kodalikar and Rupali Kamath was right here. And thank you so much for inviting me here and hearing all of you wonderful things. One of these days, I will send you a writing that he has written about his life in geography when he was studying abroad. I have the writing with me, so I will send it to you, ma'am. So it's a very interesting record to keep and about his insights into his education that he had in London that time. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya madam. Definitely, we will bring it into the encyclopedia that will be published. Okay, as you said, Kishore sir is waiting to say something. Sir, can you please share in 1 minute, please?
Yeah, okay. I am the eldest grandson of my grandfather, Dr. Deshpande. I live in Goa, but importantly, I used to be living with him in the early 70s at the Kalina University campus. So I could, I was very well, I was just a kid of say 9 or 10 years old that time. But I have to mention that it was very emotional for me to listen to all these stories about him. But at the same time, he was a great teacher, no doubt about that, but he had wonderful, wonderful students. And in particular, I would like to appreciate Dr. Kulkarni, who I call as KM Mama, and Dr. Mavin Kurve. They were so devoted to him that they really absorbed everything that he had to teach them. That was one thing that I want to say. Second thing, as a grandfather, he was completely different from anybody else that I can see. As my sister Priya has mentioned, he would teach us a lot of stuff and teach us stuff about life. He was also very perceptive about environments around him. Just a small example is that when we used to go for holidays at our Pune house, Dundiraj, there used to be this vegetable seller and fruit seller who would come every morning, and they would call out their wares in a very typical sing-song kind of a voice. And he would tell me, please record them. Please record the sounds which are there around the house from morning to evening. And I thought, I mean, why is he telling me to do that, you know? But today I realized I wish I had done that, because that was him. He would not only look at academics, he was also very aware of things going around him. And I learned a lot from him, the common love of the railways, history of Indian railways. So how they were constructed, the reversing station in Pune. I've learned a hell of a lot from him. And I'm really very, very fortunate to have him as a grandfather. And also very fortunate that I also have come to know of his students very close to me, like KM Mama and everybody else. Thank you so much for this. And we are really touched by whatever that has been said about it to everybody in the world of geography all around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kishore sir. I again request all to please pen down all these memories and points, that will really help a lot to the coming generations, that how one has to go about observing the nature and noting the things. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Professor Devendra Pratap Singh, sir, to make announcement. I know there are many who would like to speak. My husband, Professor V.R. Chavan, was a beloved and favorite student of C.D. Deshpande, sir, who did his dissertation on Dharavi slums, which was very difficult. From the name itself is known, and of course he was always associated with him everywhere. He also wants to say many things, but due to short of time, I understand that we will pen it down everything, all those who are present here, and send it to Professor Devendra Pratap Singh, sir. Sir, please, any announcement you have to make?
Thank you, madam, very much. But you should allow your husband, Professor Chauhan, to say something. And we should also allow Professor Venkatesh Suresh.
Thank you, sir.
From Chennai. He also want to say something. Thank you very much. I have to announce that our next episode, that is the 35th episode, will be organized on the 16th of April this year, and it will be devoted to one very important professor of Utkal University Bhubaneswar, Professor D.K. Singh, and his student Professor Raut Rai will speak upon him. And I have also to announce that the meeting of Constitution Forming Committee of South Asia Geographer Association will be held on the 30th of April this year. 30th of April this year. And on that day, we will finalize the constitution of the South Asian Geographer Association. Thank you very much, madam. But allow also your husband, Professor Chauhan, sir, and Venkatesh.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
2 minutes.
I invite Professor Vilasrao Chavan to speak for a minute.
Good evening, my family.
I was believed and blessed student of Dr. C.D. Deshpande. We used to go for Kalina market. Kalina market means for purchasing vegetables, fish, and lot of things. And always I was with him. And therefore, I'm at this place. He has changed my life. He was very, very interesting, always supportive. And I hope his blessings are with all of us. Thank you. Thank you, my family. Thank you.
I now invite Professor Venkatesan, sir, to say a few words.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Just to one or two points I want to highlight here. I was a student. I was a PG student while Professor Deshpande sir visited our university in 1984. So those days we don't have any proper communication, only letter communication. We don't have email or cell phone like this. So our Professor Ramesh given the description how Professor Deshpande will be like this. Then I went, but he came by train only. I went to railway station. I identified his feature. Then I caught hold of his hand. Sir, you are the professor from Bombay. Yes. Then I took him to our university. But he likes cycle rickshaw. Now it has been replaced him. He loves Chennai food, particularly idli and sambar. So I fed him for 3 days. I was associated with him. It is a memorable event for me. Still now, I used to remember Professor Deshpande whenever I go to Mumbai University. And I had an opportunity to visit Mumbai University as a NAC member. So my contribution was there to get A++. So whenever I visited department, I used to remember Deshpande sir for his contribution and his statement. So on his memory, then I made a contribution to get A++. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for for nice guest, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Venkatesan, sir. We are also pleased to have a distinguished participant here from Bharat Vikas Parishad, Dilip Bhatt, sir. Will you share some few things for a minute on this platform?
Thank you very much, Smita Chauhanji, for inviting me. Actually, today I got a bit late in joining. I was stuck up somewhere. I could not join in time. But my only request, and I will request, because this I could see today, this is the 34th episode of the online lectures, because I didn't know earlier. So please, as and when you have next time, please remember me or invite me for this. I would definitely love and like to join such a wonderful, good knowledge sessions. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, John. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Singh sir, may I ask for presidential remarks now, please? Because it will be nearly 2 hours we are with
Actually.
I now request Professor Kamala Gupta madam to please give her presidential remarks of this episode.
Thank you very much, Savita. Chief guest of the occasion, Professor Subhashini Patil, guest of the honor from different countries, distinguished guests, and two very eminent speakers, Professor Fatke and Professor Kulkarni. It's really a very proud moment for me and a great honor which is given to me to chair and preside over this function. But let me tell you very frankly that I am not a very suitable person to preside over this function, mainly because of the fact that I did not have the opportunity any time to listen or to read or to interact with these two towering personalities of the geography of the Mumbai University department. So whatever I may speak about them is the reference point which I have heard today from different scholars, from different, relatives and so on. To me, it appears that both of these geographers are really the founders and the developer of the geography subject in this part of India. Actually, I came to Mumbai only in 1979 and I came from the north. So I was aware of all the geographers in the northern part of India. I basically came from Agra, so I knew the Agra Geography Department, then Banaras Hindu University, and so on and so forth. But when I came to Bombay and I joined International Institute for Population Sciences, I came to know that Professor Sita, who was that time with this department, she was my neighbor and I came to know about her. And since we have the common subject as background, so we used to interact with her and I was introduced to the Department of Geography by Professor Sita. I think I hardly met Professor C.T. Deshpande once in some seminar. But it was a very, we were in seminar and I did not have the opportunity. And I was really very junior at that time. So I did not have the opportunity to talk or interact with him. But let me tell you that he has a very charming personality, a very humorous nature, and a great impressionist. So I was really very much bowed down by his personality. Later on, Professor Sita, she joined actually IIPS as ICS as follow. And we used to take lunch together. And that was the time when I really came to know many things, many aspects of the personality of particularly Professor C.D. Deshpande. She was his PhD, I think, student. So she completed her PhD under Dr. C.D. Deshpande. So she used to talk with great respect about Dr. Deshpande and the rigor and the labor which he used to put among the students to complete their studies and their PhD. So from that, I could make out that he must be really a very, very good teacher, because this is a sign of good teacher who makes the student to work hard and to go ahead with their agendas. So that is the way I came to know about Professor C.D. Deshpande more, and particularly Principal C.V. Joshi. I did not have any reference also to know about him. But from the talks which have been delivered in this session, I am sure and I really feel, that it was my, I did not, how I could not get the opportunity to interact with these two great geographers, but that is the way. But from the talks, I could make out that both of them really have passion about the geography. Principal C.V. Joshi, actually, he is the, I think, founder of the geography in this part of India. And, I was reading about him from Dr. Fatke's write-up. I was surprised in the sense because geography was very developed in North India and we have so many departments. And Bombay did not have geography as a subject either at undergraduate or postgraduate level. So I can understand the time, the effort which were put by Professor Principal C.V. Joshi to develop the subject in this part of India. Now I think it is the responsibility of the young geographers now. I could not say much things, so I am just putting some of my thought. that it is the responsibility of now young geographers to take the legacy of these two great geographers forward and to work hard to expand the subject matter, the techniques, and the technological of the geographical thought. I understand that geography is a very, very important subject because it has only the capacity to build up the micro level data sets and the micro level area studies. So, if modern, we all know that modern education information system is changing so fast that we have to keep in touch with all these modern techniques and technologies to develop our subject matter, and then only we will be able to help the planners and policymakers. So this is my earnest desire that young geographers particularly now take up the legacy of these two geographers forward and work for the integration of geography in the planning and policy making of the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam Kamala Gupta, for your initial remark. Most honest and real guiding principles to all of us. We are really pleased to have many geographers, here. Dr. Sadhna Deshpande from Nagpur, Professor Bharti Unni, and Colonel Unni sir from Mumbai Vileparle, Dr. Durgesh Fondekar sir from Somaiya College, even Dr. Principal Ujjwala Khare from Pune, and many, many others. I won't be able to take names of all. Thank you so much for being here. Now I invite Dr. Pandurang Chaudhary sir to please propose vote of thanks.
Madam, am I audible? Yes, thank you. Good evening, one and all. On this wonderful occasion, I would like to present vote of thanks on behalf of the Department of Geography, University of Mumbai, and founders and makers of modern geography in India. I take this golden opportunity to thank President of this session, Professor Kamala Gupta Madam, Mumbai, for presidential remarks by sparing her time in her busy schedule. Thank you, Madam, once again. It was really a wonderful session, giving elaborate information. Honorable speakers, Professor V.S. Phadke sir and Professor Krishnamurthy Kulkarni sir, on late Principal C.V. Joshi sir and late Professor C.D. Deshpande sir for their enormous contribution in the field of geography and in the foundation of University of Mumbai, Department of Geography. The information provided by both the speakers was very enriching and insightful to all the participants. On behalf of the Department of Geography, University of Mumbai, I sincerely thanks to both of you, sir. I also thank guest of honor of this program, Professor Salaluddin Qureshi, Aligarh Muslim University, Professor Shahadul Islam, Dhaka, Bangladesh, Professor Sabdar Ali Shirazi, Lahore, Pakistan, Professor Yelam Dharamsiri, Keliniya University, Sri Lanka, Professor Umesh Mandal, Kathmandu, Nepal, Professor Attaur Rahman, Peshawar, Pakistan, for your auspicious presence and sharing of few words of significance on this occasion. I sincerely thank all the distinguished guests of this program, Sri Vijay Joshi, Mumbai, Mrs. Sudha Joshi, ex-member of parliamentary, for giving most memorable and useful insights of Principal C.V. Joshi. I extend my gratitude to chief guest of this program, Professor Suhasini Patil Madam from UK, for your valuable time and sharing your golden experiences as a daughter of Professor C.D. Deshpande sir. I thank to Professor Devendra Singh and his team for providing this platform for organizing the lecture. I would like to thank the convener of this program and former head and professor of the University Department of Geography, University of Mumbai, Dr. Savismita Vilasrao Chavan Madam, for wonderfully organizing this program and introducing all these geographers. And Madam is always taking lead to organize such kind of different programs, and really it gives wide publicity to our department in the world. Also, I am thankful to the head of the department, Dr. Sanjukta Sathaye Madam, Department of Geography, University of Mumbai, for motivating us. I also thank to Dr. Ramesh Gavit for giving welcome address. And we know that we had over more than 90 participants, including faculty from various colleges, universities, and research scholars, students from all over India and outside the country. Thankful to all for showing their keenness and being a part of this webinar. I also thank Ms. Priya and I think Kishore and Bharat Parishad, Dr. Dilip sir, for giving your valuable time and sharing your memories about the C.D. Deshpande sir. With permission to Dr. Savismita Chavan ma'am, I request Suhasini Patil madam, kindly share the certificate which was provided by Royal Geography Society London. So we will be happy to see that certificate. If you share that copy in the WhatsApp group, that will be helpful for us. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again. Over to you, John, ma'am.
Can I just say that I will send a copy of it to you, Dr. Savita Smith.
Chavan. Yeah.
And then you can share it with others. I'll just quickly say hello to Krishnamurti Kulkarni. Hello, Ken.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Great to see you. Great to see you.
Hello, Mama.
Thank you, Priya. I have number of photographs of you of JNU campus in Agra.
Hi, K Mama. This is
Kishore
from
sure. Kishore. So nice to see you. So nice to see
you. You are part of the family. That's why they're calling you Mama.
Yes, I know. I'm today because of him only.
I have to say that all the people in geography,
very vivid memories of all.
You are all members of my father's big family.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Chotu.
Chotu. Yes, Chotu. Kishore.
Yeah. That's my nickname.
I used to remember your mother used to come to my university hostel for morning breakfast.